says all things are possible. There isn't anything that's impossible. If you wish to live modestly, it doesn't take all that many resources over a fairly brief period of time to have enough resources to live modestly. If you wish to live more lavishly, of course, you need to accumulate more resources. Now, what if you had to start at $5 an hour? No problem. Just so they let you on the ladder. Who cares? Because you're going to depend on your own personal development for your future fortune. Who cares where you start? So in America, we've got a ladder that shows $5 an hour up to 68 million. Now, here's what we call that. A heck of a ladder. Now, to get to $6, here's all you have to do. Wait for the government to change the minimum wage. But you must ask the question, how long did it take last time? And the answer took a long time. You say, well, I haven't got that much time to go from 5 to 6. So there's got to be another way. Here's the other way. Wait for the company to give you a raise. What'll that take? 6 months, maybe a year? And you say, oh, gosh, that's a long time. Okay, we've got two philosophies now. Wait for the government, wait for the company. Here's the third philosophy to change your economics. Go on strike. And refuse to work if they don't pay you more money. Now, if you're by yourself, that's a little risky. That philosophy does work now, what we call collective bargaining. You know, where 200,000 get together or 50,000 get together and say, we're not going to work till we get paid more money. You know, now you might be able to force the hand and get some more dollars or some more pennies. We call that the philosophy of demand. It is possible to use the philosophy of demand to increase your income. But now jot this down. Here's the problem with the philosophy of demand. You can't get rich. You might get a few extra dollars. You might get a little benefit of health care. But you can't get rich. Even in prosperous America. Why? It's the wrong philosophy to get rich. Right country, right economy, wrong philosophy. Wouldn't that be awful if you lived in the right country and in the right economy and had the wrong philosophy? Now, it's not wrong in terms of moral. It's wrong in terms of accomplishing your goals. Because you can't use the philosophy of demand to get rich. You say, well, how can you get rich living in America? Jot this philosophy down. It's called the philosophy of performance, not demand. Here's what happened to me when I went from poor, not real poverty, but from poor to rich over 6 years. I changed my philosophy. I didn't have to change America. I didn't have to change this economic ladder. I didn't have to change the marketplace. I didn't have to change the tax structure. I didn't have to do any of that stuff. All I had to change was myself. And here's what my mentor said, and I think you've heard me say it if you've listened to anything I've done. Here's what he said. For things to change for you, you have to change. For things to get better, you have to get better. I started going to work on myself. Then here's what he said in terms of a promise. I want you to take this one home. He said, if you will change, Mr. Rohn, everything will change for you. Now, this ladder of success is very exciting. Can you think of somebody that makes $50 an hour? Jot this question down. Is it possible in America to multiply your income by 10? Kids would be fascinated with this question. Is it possible to multiply your income by 10? And the answer is, of course, yes. Could you repeat that after me? Yes, of course. That helps to emphasize it. That's called exclamation point. And kids with wide eyes will say, is that right? Can you start at the bottom and someday multiply your income by 10? The answer is, of course, of course, of course. Now, if you multiplied it by 10, can you think of anybody that makes $500 an hour? I'm telling you, the Beverly Hills lawyers where I live make at least $500 an hour. Now we've multiplied income by 10 again. Would it be possible to multiply your income by 10 and then multiply it by 10 again? I lecture with Norman Schwarzkopf, the old general. Guess what he gets paid for his speech? $65,000 for 1 hour. 65,000, not 5,000, right? 65,000. I had lunch with Colin Powell, and I was on that speaking panel for one of those multi-speaker seminars. And I think he got paid like $70,000. It's a fun lunch with somebody that gets paid $75,000 for an hour. Unbelievable. Now, the person that's on up here, right, like Bill Gates and who knows who else here, that makes $68 million in 1 year. We say, well, is that legitimate to pay someone $68 million in 1 year? And the answer is, of course. If they helped the company make $1 billion last year, would the company pay them $68 million? And the answer is yes, it's chicken feed. It ain't that much. Key phrase to jot down: everything is relative. How about $40,000 a week? What I'm trying to say to you, this is a heck of a ladder. It's unbelievable. Now, here's what Shoaff said. Shoaff said, to climb this ladder as high as you wish, because we live in wish country. How much property will they let you own? As much as you want, all you want and all you wish. Here's the country you live in. All you want and all you wish. He said, work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Wow. He said, if you work hard on your job, that's terrific. You can make a living. But he said, if you work hard on yourself, you can make a fortune. And that's the ultimate. Wow. First 6 years of my economic life, I worked hard on my job, made a living. Second 6 years, I worked hard on myself and made a fortune. Incredible. So, we learned earlier, right? Success is something you attract by the person you become. Here's the philosophy of the rich and the philosophy of the poor. First, the philosophy of the poor. Poor people, now this is not demeaning now, this is simply people of modest means. People of modest means tend to spend their money and invest what's left. If they have anything left over, they might save it or invest it. That's the philosophy, the poor philosophy. To spend your money, save what's left. Here's the philosophy of the rich. To invest your money and spend what's left. It's the same money. It's just a different attitude and a different philosophy. Either spend your money, save what's left, or invest your money, spend what's left. Now, here certainly is the better philosophy. To invest your money and spend what's left. Shoaff said, to climb this ladder as high as you wish, because we live in wish country.